Dr. Cheol Soo Ahn's opening remarks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be invited to the Great Korean Foreign Policy Debate organized by Masabaramani Center of Harvard Kennedy School, co-hosted by the Belfer Center and the Ash Center, all at Harvard Kennedy School. I'd like to take a moment to introduce myself and briefly explain my personal background and political career. I'd also like to thank Mr. William Overholt for taking time out of your busy schedule to preside this event, and also Dr. Son Hyun Lee for organizing it. I appreciate those who also joined this wonderful event. My name is Cheol Soo Ahn, and I am currently the chairman of the People's Party and the presidential candidate for the upcoming election in March. Prior to my political career, I was a medical doctor, a professor, and an entrepreneur. I earned my medical degree in Ph.D. from the Seoul National University, and was a tenured professor at Seoul National University and KAIST, Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. At the SNU, I was the dean of the Graduate School of Convergent Science and Technology, and at KAIST, a chaired professor at the Graduate School of Innovation and Technology Management. I wrote the first anti-computer virus software in Korea, also known as V3. After years of work, in 1995, I founded an antivirus software company, today known as OnLab. I earned my fame and reputation through free distribution of the software to the Korean public. The software is still available for free to the public. My connection to the United States began after I became a businessman. I decided to further my studies in the United States in engineering and business management. I ended up with 2 master's degrees, both from UPenn. One was a MSc from the School of Engineering and Applied Science in 1997, and the other from the Wharton School in 2008. Recently, I was also a visiting scholar at Stanford Law School from October 2019 to January 2020. I went into politics with a combination of personal aspirations, as a doctor, a professor, a scientist, and an entrepreneur. As a doctor, I wanted to cure the people. As a professor, I wanted to nurture the youth. As an entrepreneur and a scientist, I wanted to protect the nation-state from computer viruses. As a politician, I want to transform the Korean politics from a two-party system to a multi-party system. With the current system, I have been arguing that Korean politics cannot solve many social problems arising from fast diversifying Korean society. That is why I am often referred to as a Korean Emmanuel Macron. We share a common political narrative in that my party is the minority of the minority with only 3 seats in the National Assembly, though Mr. Macron had no seats in the French National Assembly at the time he ran for president in 2017. After having won the election, Mr. Macron's party won an absolute majority in the Assembly from the following legislative election, uniting both the left and right. I want my mother country Korea to become more practical and more national interest oriented in dealing domestic and external challenges by uniting the left and the right. It is my second presidential election. I am driven by only one sole purpose and goal. That is, to make Korea a better country.